Hey guys, today I'm really excited to give you my spoiler-free review for Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves. Now, listen, it has been, how many, I don't even know how many Dungeons & Dragons movies we have, but we finally have a good one, guys. We've won! This movie is so much fun. I had an absolute blast pretty much from beginning to end. I need to preface this by saying, guys, if you haven't yet watched all the trailers and TV spots, maybe don't, because I feel like some of the TV spots especially gave away some of the great moments of the movie, and it kind of makes them not as exciting. There's one big surprise thing that I haven't seen out there, and hopefully this wasn't spoiled, because there is something that had me laughing literally the entire scene, which is actually quite a long scene, and literally everyone else in the theater, we were all like, oh my god, I can't believe they're doing this right now. I can't believe this is happening, and it's going on and on and on, and it's so funny. So hopefully that doesn't get out there and doesn't ruin it. But listen, I think what works so well about this movie is the cast. They come together, and it is very clear that they are having the best time of their lives. They're so much fun. Chris Pine is phenomenal in this movie, okay? Michelle Rodriguez is phenomenal in this movie. Those two, they're clearly the leads of the film, although I will say the rest of the supporting cast is fantastic as well, and everyone embraces their role as they should. I mean, Justice Smith is so good too. Listen, there's so much heart in this movie. It is so much fun. Legit, from beginning to end, you are going to have a good time. I think that for those who are hardcore D&D players, you're going to love it because there's mentions of so many things. People that are casual D&D players, you're going to love it because there's mention of so many things that attribute to the game. But I think for non-players, you are also really going to love this because it explains everything well enough. So full disclosure, I have yet to play D&D. I will say we bought the starter kit. We're planning to dive into it. My daughter wants to be DM, and she is really starting to put something together for us, and I can't wait to see what it is. So we haven't actually played it. Now, I will say my recent, I don't want to say obsession because that sounds creepy, but my recent love, I guess, for Critical Role, thanks to Vox Machina coming out, and now I've been diving into their the YouTube channel, the actual games, right? The actual show, which is crazy, the Critical Role show. I am very far into the Vox Machina one. I've started with that campaign 1, and so I know things like what a beholder is, right? That I hear that and I'm like, oh, I know what that is now. So I think that helped with a lot of things in this movie, but at the same time, I don't think you need to know that to still have fun, because that's what this movie is. It is fun. And it's yes, there's a lot of lore and a lot of terminology that you might be a little lost on if you don't know the game, but it doesn't really actually take away from the plot of the story, right? It doesn't take away from the story that's happening, because you don't really need to know exactly what a whatever is or exactly what this creature is, because you just see it and they kind of explain it or they don't, and it goes on. It's not a necessary part of the story. The story itself is really, really good and entertaining. And I'm not gonna lie, there was a time towards the end I did not think I was gonna cry in this movie. I wasn't a cry. It was I better wipe away all these tears. I had tears. I was teary. I wasn't full on sobbing. I didn't have the snot thing going, and it wasn't an ugly cry. But I was definitely shedding some tears towards the end because I became so invested in the story and the characters and what was going on that something just hit me by surprise, and I was like, oh, I can't believe I'm crying right now. I just absolutely adored what these people have done, okay? This is fun. This is a fun, geeky movie. Mama's geeky, so, it should come as no surprise that I'm a total nerd and a total geek. So I really, really enjoyed this. The costuming, the sets. Some of the sets are bananas huge. I can't believe it. And it's so entertaining, right? It's entertaining. That's the best way to put it. Now, like I said, I do think some of the TV spots ruined some of the moments for me. They weren't as surprising or exciting as they could have been. So, hopefully you haven't seen them, or you won't let it affect the movie when you're watching it. But it is kind of I wish I didn't know that was about to happen, I feel like they showed us some really, really great moments. And the 5 questions moment, right? It's still good. It's still entertaining. It goes on longer than what I saw. But I just wish I hadn't known about it. That's all. But here's the thing. If you love D&D, if you love nerdy things, if you love geeky things, I think you are going to love this movie. Now, if you just enjoy those things, I still think you're going to enjoy this movie. It is the cast that brings this movie to the level that it is. Chloe Coleman is, listen, I've been singing her praises for a long time now, but she is fantastic. She has gone in scenes, right? She's going back and forth with some of the best actors we've ever known, okay? I mean, she is in scenes with Hugh Grant, and she just is like the light that you look at in the scene. It's insane. And by the way, Hugh Grant is phenomenal in this. I know I've said basically everyone is phenomenal in this, but they are. The CGI is actually really impressive. The VFX are really impressive. I guess I thought, you never know. And I guess I'm kind of looking back at the other D&D movies that we've had that I've seen, and I'm like, ugh. But this one is really, really good. I went in very cautiously optimistic, and I had a blast. It's a little too long. It's like 2 hours and 10 minutes. It really doesn't need to be that long. We could even at 2 hours would have been good, but I wasn't mad at it. There were a couple moments where I was like, all right, like, let's move along. Let's move the story along. But really, everything that was weaved into this is fun. And this really feels like a D&D campaign, right? After having watched the campaigns of Critical Role, I get it, right? You feel like you see the moments when they're like, okay, let's try this. See if we can get it. Okay, roll again. Let's see if we can get it. Like in the trailer when he's trying to cut the ropes on the stairs. It's like, you got to try something else, His rolls aren't working, apparently. That's kind of what it seemed like. So I really did enjoy that aspect of it. Listen, I liked it. I thought it was fun. I don't think it's perfect. I think it's too long, but I love the cast, and the cast is what makes this movie what it is. I would not be mad at more Dungeons & Dragons. This is Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves. It means we can have more from this team, from this group, from these filmmakers, and I'm here for it. I want it. Give me more. I give Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves a 3.5 out of 5. It is a good freaking time. It is fun, and I cannot wait to see it in theaters with my family because I'm going to take them to go see it, and I hope you guys see it as well. Let me know if you are excited to see Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves down below in the comments, and if by the time you got to this review you've already seen it, let me know what you thought. Be sure to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more videos like this one. I am going to be having interviews with the entire cast a little later today, which I'm very excited about, so stay tuned for those. You guys can follow me over on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and check me out at MamasGeeky.com. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much to all my monetary supporters, my members, and my Patreons. Love you guys.